Ah, Anyways, you already know, Jodio, you already know who it is. This is a sitting down review because I'm sitting down. I'm just sitting down. I'm watching Pretty Little Liars at one of the spots where I just sit here and watch movies. Anyways, I got my chanclas on. It's really comfortable. I have my shoes on. I got no sneakers where my feet can breathe. Some oxygen. Anyways, I'm just gonna quickly review Pretty Little Liars with my JBL headphones. Hashtag not sponsored. Anyways, and I think other headphones, they're like too good. Like the sound quality is way too much for me. Like I like these JBLs because it's not too much. It's just like good. I don't like these immersive sound. You know, so that's too much for me. I like JBL headphones. They have a good bass. You know, it's not too crazy and it's a cheap price. I got these for like $35-$40 around there. You know, they're good, cheap, and reliable. That's all you need. The more expensive headphones tend to be heavier, and I mean the battery life. I would do a longer battery life on this, but overall, I'm very much happy. But also, I'm reviewing Pretty Little Liars. Anyways, I gotta get my hair cut and then my beard. Anyways, Pretty Little Liars is a masterpiece. Or whatever. I think that's how what goes me. Anyways, it's a masterpiece. Honestly, ever since I broke past like what is it, like episode 7, the show really got into itself and really been hitting its stride really well. It's very funny because, like, again, like I talked about this before, like the best shows have a lot of lying and deception, and they're good for TV. And middle class is always good for TV because there's so much lying that goes on in the middle class, and you know they have enough money to be able to do stuff and have problems. And I feel like when you're poor, or like you have a TV show about poverty, there's not really you have to go through things. Obviously, everyone has their own struggle, but from a like cinematic from telling a story with the camera and television and all this stuff like that, it's so easy to do it with the middle class because, you know, they have money to have nice sets that look interesting, but it's just there's so much lying and so much peeling you have to do of the onion to unravel the story that makes it just so interesting. But this show is not Breaking Bad. It is not in that caliber of quality. It is really quality. The quality is good. The writing is tremendous. Tremendous. Say it 3 times because it's true. Tremendous. The writing in Pretty Little Liars, at least for season 1, which I'm still in the process of watching, but I did watch the last episode of the season, and I'm going to watch the first season at least, is tremendous. The Boys on Amazon, the first season was like pretty much perfect, but it's not a masterpiece of a show. And like that, you know, like House of Cards, season 1, really good. Not a masterpiece. Because you kind of figure out everything in the first season. With Game of Thrones, first season, really strong. Not a masterpiece. This show, the first season is a masterpiece because it like again, I talk about this a lot too. It's like you don't get you know, some random story, you know, like you don't get not everyone gets to have the story of The Godfather, you know. You don't get this. You basically get what you're dealt. You get the story that you have, and the story that they have here is basically this middle class culture, and the show is very like young femininity. You know, there's a lot of silliness in it, but you know, these are the lives that some people live. So I feel like it is accurate, whereas it's a lot like there's a lot of silliness and shallowness and pettiness, but that's accurate to the way some people live their lives, and I think they do a really good justice to portraying all these characters and these lives pretty accurately. Like I've been in like middle class situations a lot, and that's how stuff goes. It's kind of like kind of stupid, kind of silly. And this show definitely plays to a certain crowd, but I think it's not cheesy. You know, it's not overdone. It's not overbaked is the word I'm looking for. Because there's shows that just, they'll overbake. The thing will be charred up. But this show, it has the nuance. It has really, really good touch. Tremendous writing. The cast is strong. Like, it's a strong cast. Like, they're all, like, they all fit the mold. They all, like, it's just a good cast. They're all believable. They're all, like, they're all very good job. Like, they're not serviceable. They're really, really strong and really, really good. And that's a large part of what makes this a masterpiece. It's the tremendous writing, and the cast and the characters are solid. I see a little light here. I don't know if someone's looking at me or not. Anyways, I see a larger light. It's a car driving. Anyways, the show is solid. Definitely give it. I don't know what I'm gonna get. I don't know what percentage I would give it, but it's really, really strong. What else in the show? It is really enjoyable. I'm thinking. Let me see here. Let me think. Yeah, I just feel like the show is just so well done. It's honestly, it's been a while since there's a show that's been this consistent. The show is sleek. It's not sleek. It's fluid. It's smooth, and it's consistent throughout. There's not one hiccup. There's not one plot. Even though the show overall doesn't have that much substance, it's kind of a nothing burger. But again, that's the way some people live their lives. It's kind of shallow and not that deep, and people don't talk about the problems, and there's a lot of lying and deception, and, let's just worry about our makeup type stuff, It's just like, oh, you have to wear... It's realistic. The show is realistic, and it's very strong. And that's what really makes this a masterpiece, is that its strength. It's that it's really strong and in a lot of different areas of what it does. It's just really strong. It's just a cohesive show that doesn't have any plot holes, and there's no openings. There's no chinks in the armor of Pretty Little Liars. At least I'm speaking for season 1. The cast is great. The cast is strong. The screenwriting is tremendous. So there's no hiccups there. The visuals and the cinematography is good. You don't think about it. And if you're not thinking about it, you're doing a great job already. Yeah, and the story, it just works. There's a lot of times where the show can really get lost or dip down into some character, or there's a lot of ditches that this show can fall into, and it never ever does. Not once. It does not fall in no ditches. It does not trip. It does not stumble. The show is strong, bell to bell, cover to cover. The show is strong, and it's interesting. It's really interesting, And I know, it gets a rap for being this kind of femininity girl thingy, but ever since the first episode, I was interested and I kept watching it. I got a little bored with the third show because I'm like, all right, these people's lives are kind of stupid and silly, but that has nothing to do with the show itself. It's just a subject, and you can't tarnish a subject for something because I just saw some reviewers reviewing Monkey Man. I think it was The Breakdown or something like that, some YouTube show, and they were like, oh, Monkey Man's a 75. It's like, what scale are you rating on? It's like when somebody says, oh, someone is beautiful or something like that. What council, what group of people are dictating that this is beautiful or this is not beautiful? Beauty's in the eye of the beholder, and also you only get the story that you get. And I find it so frustrating because people are like, oh, this is a 75, this is a 75, this is an 80, what they're all snobby. Even if they're not trying to be snobby, it comes out of that way because you have to. A lot of people who grade things, I think they don't grade it as overall product. This is the story. This is it is. Grade it on what it is. You don't get some famous dish. I don't know. what is it? You don't get creme brulee or just some nice steak dish and be like, I'm gonna give this a 6 because it's not a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. You're like, what? That how? You know, it's like it doesn't make any sense. And too many so many reviewers or people like that, or just regular average Joe fans, us couch potatoes, be like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." We're so quick to judge and say these things, but a lot of times we have to judge the product for what it is, and that's what I try and do. I try and do whatever the story is, whatever the product is. That's how I'm gonna try and grade it. You know, so Pretty Little Liars is absolutely a masterpiece. Absolutely belongs in the same category as Breaking Bad for what it is. Again, I'm speaking for season 1. I didn't watch all the episodes yet. I might not. Um, um, Again, and even Breaking Bad has this drug element with these characters. Like, you can't make these characters. It's like Billie Eilish didn't wake up one day and Billie Eilish on her worst day with half a voice is one of the best singers in the world. She's already better than, like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like you're given the cards that you're dealt, and I kind of reward you making the best out of your cards, but also having a good product that's watchable, that's entertaining, that's, I'm there to watch. I pay money to watch this and be entertained. I'm watching it. I'm entertained. I'm enjoying it. It's this guilty pleasure type feel, but there's nothing to be guilty about. It's a quality show that does its job, and it knows what it is, and it does it very strongly. So I just gotta say, I am very much blown away by how good it was. The writing and everything. Clap to you. I tip my cap to you. Pretty Little Liars, masterpiece. All right, like and subscribe and stuff. If you like the dark or me just sitting here, let me know. Comment. I don't know. Give me money so I can do this full time. Not money. I don't need your money. Just subscribe and just watch it sometimes, or comment, or just, I don't know. Take it easy. Do fun stuff. Do something, interesting. Why not? Hang out with people you love.